Hey guys, this is Alfred back for another video. So now that you have rolled KAZUHA and now that you're excited to use KAZUHA in your teams, I just want to give you guys 5 insanely strong teams that KAZUHA can be and play a part of. Before you click away from this video, or if you just want the gist of it, basically KAZUHA can fulfill the role of Venti or Sucrose but better. So that's the normal gist of it. There are some situations where Sucrose or Venti can have an advantage over KAZUHA, but most of the time I believe KAZUHA is the best fit in your teams. And with that said, let's begin with this video. The first team I want to talk about is the KAZUHA freeze team. Now I've always used Venti in my freeze teams because you can suck enemies in, but now with KAZUHA you can suck enemies in and you can increase your cryo damage by swirling cryo. So this is the most important part, and I think KAZUHA is definitely the perfect fit for a freeze team. The second team I want to talk about is the KAZUHA Vaporise team. So there are 2 variations for the Vaporise team. There's the normal Vaporise where you're probably going to run Diluc, and the international Vaporise where you're using Tartaglia as the catalyst for vaporizing. So in both variations, I believe swirling Pyro is the best option. However, you can swirl both Hydro and Pyro to get both benefits as long as you swirl them at the same time, and the Viridescent Veneral will also increase your damage. So just make sure you try to swirl both elements, and trust me, you'll be doing a lot of damage with KAZUHA. And this is the part where you can deviate a little bit because Sucrose can give more energy particles. So if you're really lacking particle wise and your energy recharge or rotation is really poor, Sucrose can be a little better than KAZUHA. But then again, you can run KAZUHA with Sacrificial Sword and it will really solve the problem. So it's really up to you. So the third team I want to talk about is the Melt team. So similar to your Vaporise team, there is 2 variations for Melt. There's the standard Melt where you're using Pyro to melt Cryo, and there's the reverse Melt where you're using Cryo to melt Pyro. So either way, just make sure you're swirling the element that you wish to be using. So for example, you're using Diluc to melt, make sure you swirl Pyro. If you're using your Ganyu or Ayaka to reverse melt, make sure you swirl Cryo, and trust me, all will be good. And I think in this case, KAZUHA is a little bit better than Sucrose or Venti. For the fourth team I want to talk about is a Tazer team. Now this is the part where it can get a little tricky because some Tazer teams want a healer and some Tazer team need a healer. So in that case, Sucrose can be really good for that team where you can use Prototype Amber. You can just slap it on Sucrose and she becomes a makeshift healer. But now with the introduction of Cookie Shinobu, it doesn't really become much of a problem. And also, if you're really good at iframing and you're really good at dodging abilities, honestly, you don't need a healer. And in that case, you can just input more damage. You're just going to put in KAZUHA on your team instead, and you'll be doing much more damage rather than Sucrose being your team. For the last team I want to talk about, I believe this is KAZUHA's most popular team, but this is the Hyper Carry team. So the most popular variation is the Raiden Hyper Carry, where you're going to be using KAZUHA, Sarah, Bennett, and Raiden Shogun. So you're going to be swirling Electro most of the time to make sure your Raiden Shogun does the most damage for your team. And Raiden Shogun is a perfect fit for the Hyper Carry because she can self-sustain herself. But either way, there are so many Hyper Carry teams out there. So the gist of it for a KAZUHA Hyper Carry team is make sure you swirl the element of the Hyper Carry. So if you're running a Raiden Hyper Carry, make sure you swirl Electro. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you really enjoyed videos like this, please leave a like. It really shows me I should do more. I'm planning to do a 20 reasons why to roll Yoimiya, so I'm currently working on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed content like this. If you do, please subscribe. I'll be doing more of this in the future. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.